What's up, everyone? This is Greg Helbeck, and on this week's real estate deal breakdown, I'm going to talk about a piece of property that I wholesaled where I never met the seller, I never met the buyer, I never saw the house, and I just magically got a check in my bank account yesterday, actually. So I'm going to tell you all about that deal, and this is a pretty passive income deal, if you ask me. So long story short, I put out a lot of content. I have this YouTube channel, I have a podcast, I put out a lot of videos on social media. And by doing that and making the offer at the end of most videos, hey, if you have a deal you want to JV with me, let me know. Well, guess what? People hear that, they see that, and they reach out to me. So I had a gentleman named Oscar reach out to me, I think through my podcast, which is called the Real Estate Investing Fast Track, if you want to check that out. And he said, hey, do you do deals in Pennsylvania? And I said, I absolutely do deals in Pennsylvania. He said, I got a property in Jim Thorpe. And I said, cool, I actually know that area. I've been camping there several times. And I have a real estate broker who knows the area really well. Long story short, he pretty much said, this is the property address. I literally copied the address on my phone, pasted it to my real estate agent over there. He's like, I got a buyer. We negotiated a little bit. I didn't do anything. I didn't speak to anybody here. I just literally shuffled text messages around. Long story short, we wholesaled this property in Jim Thorpe, which is kind of in the middle of nowhere in the Lehigh Valley, to this buyer who I do not know from Adam, and the seller, once again, never spoken to the seller. And we made like $6,000, right? And you know, at the end of the day, the $6,000 is nothing, right? If you're doing a lot of deals and you have overhead, but it's better than nothing. So I didn't do anything really, basically. I knew the buyer, I knew the broker. So obviously I knew, my network was valuable. But in terms of negotiating, I didn't do any of it. I just simply, made an offer. I made the presentation to the broker. So what are some lessons that you can learn from that deal, right? Obviously, we split that deal 50-50, so I made like $3,000, which is better than nothing, right? Paid the team, made a little bit of money. I actually had to pay an attorney a retainer, so it basically got evaporated, but that's another story. So lesson number one is you need to put out offers, right? If I didn't put the offer out on social media, hey, if you have a deal you want to JV with me, hit me up. Oscar would have never emailed me or Instagram messaged me. I don't know how he found me. And I wouldn't have made that money, right? So you got to put out offers. You got to tell people what you're doing. Don't keep your business a secret, right? If I just hid in a cave all day and tried to, do deals, I probably wouldn't do that many deals, right? But I'm out there, I'm loud, I'm vocal. Obviously, this video, hey, by the way, shameless plug. If you're in the Hudson Valley, if you're in Pennsylvania, if you're in San Diego, or if you're in Delaware, and you have a piece of real estate you want to JV with me on, whether you want to wholesale it or you want to sell it to me, email me, greg@velocityhousebuyers.com. Look at that, just made the offer myself. Hopefully that works. So anyway, you got to put offers out. You got to tell the world what you're doing, right? If I didn't broadcast that, I wouldn't have had that deal. That came straight from my network. Number two, you got to have a good network, right? If I didn't have Xander in the Poconos, I would not have told Oscar that I could make money with him, right? Because I would have been bullshitting. He told me exactly where the property was, and I knew that I know somebody who knows that area very well, and I said, yes, we can make this deal happen because I already knew somebody. So you got to build your network up. And the way I found Xander was from a friend of mine, Frank, who I've been really good friends with for years. So your network compounds over time, right? You're not just gonna get started in this business and next thing you know, the next month you're extremely well connected. I've been doing this for 6 years and I've built my network over time by providing value to people, right? And giving without expecting anything in return. So by doing that, I've been able to mingle with a lot of people and build a good network up. So if I didn't have that network, then I wouldn't have been able to do that deal. So the takeaway for you watching this is you got to build your network up, right? If you build your network up and you constantly produce content like this and you put it out there and people see it and they hopefully get value from it, they will associate value with yourself. Therefore, they will pay more attention to you. So you got to build your network up. That's the second lesson on this deal. And the third lesson on this deal is don't get greedy. Listen, $6,000 in the grand scheme of things isn't that much money. However, back before I got into real estate investing, when I was 20 years old, putting floors into ShopRites for $25 an hour, if you were to tell me, oh, you'll make $6,000 and you'll split it with someone, so you'll really make $3,000 for pretty much texting somebody, I would say, how is that even legal, right? So number one, even if you do small deals once in a while, you have to remember where you started. You have to approach it with an attitude of gratitude. And last time I checked, you can't go broke making a profit, especially when you spent $0 on that marketing. So take whatever you can get. Don't be greedy, especially in this market right now that's changing, where you got a bunch of uncertainty going on. Take your profits. A quick nickel beats a slow dime, because a slow dime ends up turning into a slow nickel, because if you know rehabbing like I do, contractors are unreliable, but that's a totally different topic. I hope you got value from this video, and if you did, go out there, build your network, put yourself out there on social media, and if you do have a deal in the Hudson Valley or in Pennsylvania or in Delaware or in San Diego and you want to partner with this guy with a red shirt on, email me, greg@velocityhousebuyers.com. I'd love to work a deal with you, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.